My news feed is in the toilet, and who's going to help me out? Hey folks, how you doing? Kurt Van Anen here, Mañana No Mas, WP Learning. Also work directly with Lifter LMS, WP Tonic. But this is a personal live message going out today. Hopefully I'm out on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. But I don't know if X is going through or not on the old StreamYard. Listen, folks, here's the deal. I'm coming out to you for help today. If you see this live, just jump right into the comments. Send me a link. Send me a resource. Send me something that's positive. Here's my thing. I am on the internet a lot. You guys see me making these lives. As you know, I've got clients. If you follow me, I should say, as you know, I shouldn't talk down to folks. If you follow me, you know, I've got a ton of clients. I've got a ton of things going on. Our agency is growing like wildfire, and everything should be positive. Everything should be great. But because I work online so much and because I am just in the mix of things, my feed has turned to garbage. Between the election being 52, 53 days away, people on the left, people on the right, people in the middle, libertarians, everybody's got an opinion or an objective, or an agenda that they're trying to push, and it is blowing my feed up. But as if that wasn't enough, I don't know how this happened. I'm a 57-year-old white married male with 2 kids living in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage house in Kansas. But somehow Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, even X thinks that I need to know every last detail, not only about P. Diddy, but every one of his friends too. So I have no idea how our internet can get so hijacked and turn into such a mess. So we've got politics, and then we've got the P. Diddy nonsense. Everybody's a pedophile. Everybody's kidnapping women at knife point and gunpoint and drugging them and doing whatever with them. 1,000 bottles of lube. Like, I don't need to see all this stuff. It just keeps coming. But then we go a step further, and I almost hesitate, but in the WordPress space, I'm a WordPress advocate. I run a WordPress meetup here in Kansas. We talk about WordPress a lot on the WP Tonic Roundtable show. We do that once a month, and I'm active. I'm active in these things. I get it. I ask for it. When I say that my feed is a mess and it's my fault, I know it's my fault. I take full blame for this. But apparently, the right decision for me was staying away from WordCamp this last time. WordCamp this year, WordCamp US, was awesome last year. It was in Maryland. It was close to my sister. It made total sense. I went. I wouldn't have missed it for the world, and it was phenomenal. I loved it. I loved everything about WordCamp US. WordCamp US in Portland this year. As soon as they said Portland, I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to Portland. And then people started posting up pictures as they got there of like inside CVS, inside Walgreens, aisles and aisles of locked cabinets with stuff that you can't buy unless you get an associate's help. And good luck getting an associate's help. In California, I think they raised the minimum wage to $22 an hour. So nobody wants to do anything on the West Coast now, right? Because Oregon, Washington, they become extensions of the politics in California. And so I wasn't a fan of going to Portland anyway, but then I just didn't go because we just bought this house. We're moving in. You still see changes happening here in the office space. And so I'm busy. I got a lot going on. Besides the move, besides setting up the new remote office, besides having client projects that I need to finish up, besides being a corporate trainer in the power sports field and in the marine field, besides, like, it just goes on and on. So me taking a week off to go to Portland to hang out with WordPress people, it just couldn't happen. If it was in Maryland again, maybe I could have made it happen. But I was like, I can't turn the world upside down to go to Portland. It's just not on my menu. It's just not on my menu. I got too many things going on. It'd be a distraction, and I'd be afraid that it would be a negative result for my existing clients that I'm on a timeline to perform for. And so I didn't go to Portland. Thank goodness, because here I come with this news blast. For those of you not in the WordPress space, or for those of you that are in WordPress but not really plugged into WordPress, sometimes that happens. I have some folks that follow me that for some reason aren't really plugged into WordPress but follow me, maybe because I'm like that safe access to WordPress. There's a few big hosts that host websites that are focused on hosting websites for WordPress. Ones that come to mind. WP Tonic, that's one, right? I work with WP Tonic. Great folks. SiteGround's one of the ones I took off my list this year, but SiteGround's one of them, right? Hostinger's one. Bluehost. Bluehost is big, all about it. GoDaddy. We could say positive things and negative things about any of these companies I'm throwing out there, right? So just know that there's some big players in the space. To me, one of the biggest players has been WP Engine. And I am not famous in WordPress space. People think I'm recognizable. Recognizable is one thing. Famous or influence is a completely different channel than what I've got. Okay. So I've met Jason Cohen through podcasting. We've shared the screen a few times. I find him to be an absolutely brilliant person. And for those of you not in the know, Jason Cohen is the one that founded WP Engine. WP Engine is now owned by an investment group. And I don't know what Jason's role really is there anymore, but he's still attached to it in some way. So here we have a huge company where I'm not going to say I'm friends with the founder, but I know the founder. And that company, at least from my perspective, seemed to be viciously attacked by the guy that founded WordPress in Portland at the keynote talk at the end of the event. Not only that, but to be a guy looking in, just to be a guy looking in. Again, remember, I work in power sports. I work in the marine industry. Imagine you're hosting a giant motorsports event and Ducati is there and they bought the biggest booth, which would never happen because they're a small company, but they bought the biggest booth and they had the biggest displays and the biggest whatever. And at the end of it, the person that ran the event said, Ducati is a cancer to the power sports industry. Could you imagine making that kind of financial investment and then the people that you paid for that investment drug your name through the mud? That is what I witnessed online because I didn't go. Thank goodness I didn't go. I think I would have been distraught if I would have been there live and stuck in that room at that time. And I've got no one watching this live, so maybe no one cares about this. But if you watch the replay, I'm begging you, put a link to something positive in my comments. The idea that somebody would be your major corporate sponsor to allow you to host your event and reduce the ticket prices for all the attendees down to like $100 a person. By the way, for those of you not in the WordPress space, you're like, let's say you go to a real estate convention, or you go to a dentist convention, or you go to a plastic surgery convention. You're used to how much that stuff costs. For people in WordPress, and I come from these other industries, so when I say these things in a WordPress audience, sometimes people get offended. But here's the deal. WordPress is one of the most accessible platforms in the world to start making money on. When I see people post about disadvantaged people or disadvantaged people groups, or Black people can't catch a break, brown people can't do nothing, Asians get slanted in the whole scope of trying to, get ahead. In the WordPress space, that doesn't make any sense. You can get hosting with Bluehost for like $5 a month and run this thing off of some crappy laptop that you check out of the library as a loaner. I mean, if we're going to be real here, you could learn WordPress on your own, in your own time, for free. You could take YouTube courses directly right on your phone and learn it and start a business working in WordPress with software that's free and hosting. Let's be honest, if you're building these websites for other people, you're going to make them pay for the hosting anyway. Like, so the whole idea that this is some kind of, white guy only club, that to me is crazy. And so again, knowing what other industries I come from, when you're paying thousands of dollars to go to the AIM Expo, when you're paying thousands of dollars to go to the Miami Boat Show, when you're paying thousands of dollars to go to EICMA over in Italy, when you're paying thousands of dollars to go to the annual training for your real estate license, folks, WordPress is incredibly affordable. And having sponsors like WP Engine kind of helps keep that thing affordable, right? Now, I think being the level sponsor they were is something like $75,000. And so some people would say $75,000 to a company that size is just a drop in the bucket. But then they had to, build the booth, staff the booth, pay the travel, pay the salaries, pay for meals, pay for hotels, pay for travel. Like, it just goes on and on. A $75,000 sponsorship ends up being something like $300,000 or $400,000. And I'm not exaggerating, because I've been in these other circles. I've run events for larger companies, and I know what these things cost. And so now you're at the event. This is the part that blows my mind. You're at the event. You're hanging. It's finally come to an end. You've been to a couple of after parties. You're hanging out with some new friends. Matt gets up to say a few words on his keynote, and he starts talking ad nauseum about how horrible one of the key sponsors was, and that they're a cancer to the industry, and you don't know if you're going to let them come next year or not to your event. It was just lunacy. And if there's something going on between Matt or his company and WP Engine, I don't think that was the venue to do what happened there. Even if there's some justification somehow, somewhere, for thoughts about that company, it wasn't at the event they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be at, right? Like that, you would think you would negotiate that out ahead of time. And now it has just spooled out of control. Now, WP Engine has put out posts saying that basically Matt and Automattic were trying to extort tens of millions of dollars from them. The software is open source. There are rules to open source. And if you want to change the rules midstream, I think there's probably some proper channels to do that. I don't think you can just go beat a company over the head that's made a decent dollar and go, hey, you're making too much money. You need to give us some of that. Anyway, that was the impression I got. And I'm sure there's some details I don't know. I'll probably never know them. I'm not at that level. I'm not an influencer at that stage of the game. I'm just telling you what I felt my perspective was watching this. And now when we go on the WP Tonic show on Thursday, I'm supposed to keep my head together, not say something stupid. And we're supposed to discuss this topic because this is the roundtable show week for the month. So timing couldn't be better. So again, I'm coming to you and I'm asking you for a favor. If you're watching this as a replay, just grab something positive, throw it in the comments. Let me aggregate and see what's there. Let me pull up some stuff that's happy. I love videos with puppies. I love videos with people doing stupid things in cars. That's fun, not dangerous, but fun. I love a good mountain bike bloopers video. I think those are fun. Folks, what we do online, and I'm speaking now directly to people that run agencies, what we do online, believe it or not, is dangerous. It's dangerous because we put ourselves out there in a cesspool of nonsense to do our work. So when I have to evaluate websites and evaluate social channels and look at search engine optimization and do keyword searches and do the things that I do to excel my agency, to propel a product online, I am online. And all you got to do is like listen to someone like Joe Rogan talk about the algorithm and how it works and how it's designed. I don't want that to happen to me. And so when I look at my news feed and I'm seeing just crud, I'm seeing crud from the Ukraine, crud from Russia, crud from Gaza, I'm seeing crud from everywhere. Crud from the left, crud from the right, crud about assassination attempts and all kinds of stuff. I don't want to see all that. You know what I want to see? Who's got a really cool plugin that I haven't tried yet? Whose kid is doing well in school? Who's got a funny puppy video? I'd love to see some of that in my feed, because yesterday, it's been garbage, and it's my own fault, because somewhere along the line, I clicked on something. Somewhere along the line, I went, oh, did they really say that? And I opened it. And then the algorithm went, ding, 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 we got a winner. Send them 10 more of those. And now I got to figure out how I'm going to clean this up. So if you could help me, that would be great. Folks, we got a lot going on. At the risk of changing the flow of this particular live, we got a lot going on, and I can't let the negativity of the internet keep me from the successes that the internet can also provide. We've got 2 large projects that should be launching in the next couple of weeks. Pretty happy about that. We've got a medium-sized project that's launching within 2 to 3 weeks. Also super happy about that. And then we've got 2 small projects that we brought on, working directly with SCORM. And as you may know, working directly with SCORM is one of the things that Mañana No Mas specializes in. So if someone's got a SCORM-based website that they're paying $150,000 or $200,000 a year to host and maintain and all that kind of stuff, just to host their SCORM content, they need to reach out to me, because I can probably reduce their hosting and maintenance probably by at least 50% and give them a better product for the students. That's the key part. It's always about the end learner. It's always about the end user, right? How do we reduce friction, and how do we increase the experience for the end user, for the student? And a lot of these purpose-built SCORM platforms, they play the SCORM content, but they don't really do anything else. And if you could take that content and play that in a fully functional, styled, designed CMS with supporting content and membership tools and a little community sometimes, you'd be amazed what you can get. And that's one of the specialties we have here at Mañana No Mas, is taking people from these enterprise corporate learning sites that it's proprietary, it's special, it's expensive, and when we look at it, it sucks. And so when we take the ownership, when we take the presidents and the vice presidents into a room and we throw it up on a screen and go, hey, this is what you have, and this is what we can build. And we can put your content right in there, and you can still do all this other stuff with this website here that'll cost you half as much as what you're paying for this one over here. That sucks. That's a fun game. I like playing that game all day long. Folks, have yourselves a wonderful day. I hope that your feed is not as cluttered as mine. And here's another deal. I'll make a deal with you right now. If you are having the same problem I'm having, and you're like, send me a cat video, send me a dog video, pop that in my comments. Put your profile link in there. Who knows? I'll jump in, throw in a video of a puppy. Maybe I'll throw in a video of some dude crashing his mountain bike and laughing. But we got to start having some fun again. I picked this as a living because it's something I could enjoy. And the last couple of days, no. I'd rather go load trucks than look at the internet right now. All right, folks, have yourselves a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.